Okay, hi everybody. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do one of our folding art projects. So here I have one already done. I have this fish, it's a pretty cute fish. I colored it, made it real nice. And when I open it, you can see that his mouth opens and he is ferocious. So we've done projects like this before. The hardest part is probably the folding, but if we do that together, I think we'll all do really well. So I'm going to start with my big piece of paper. We're using a really big piece of paper today, and I want to start by folding it hamburger style. So I'm going to take this top part and I'm going to bring it down and line it up as best as I can with that edge. A lot of times I'm using both my hands, I'm using the table to help me, and I'll use my fingers or my fingernails to kind of stop that paper right there at that edge, and I'm holding it still. So I've got my one hand spread out. I'm not just holding with a finger. I'm using my whole hand to hold it still, while my other hand go up and smooth that edge out. So we have it folded hamburger style, and I'm gonna leave it folded, and while it's folded, I'm leaving this bottom half alone, and I'm taking this top half, and I'm gonna, same thing, bring it up, and I have my fingers here until kind of holding the edge, and now I can feel this edge hitting, and I kind of line it up as best I can, holding it steady with one hand, and there we go. That's it. That's all the more that I'm going to fold that piece of paper. So now I should have something that can open and close just like this. Let's go ahead and draw our fish. So to draw our fish, I'm going to leave it folded to start with, and I'm going to draw the fish's body first. So I'm going to draw a nice big curve on the top and a nice big curve on the bottom. I'm doing this with crayon, which is what you're probably going to use today, but you can start this with pencil if you want to be able to erase stuff later. Let's look at some of these details here. So this fold is going to be what's important, and this fold is going to be where the mouth is. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll draw like a little line there, and this is going to be my fish's little fishy mouth. And then in the back here, this is where the tail is going to be. So starting with the tail, I'm going to draw maybe a curve on both sides, and then do like this little bumpy line to connect them. I'm going to make sure my eye is on the top. I'll draw a circle with another circle inside of it and color that. And another thing I want to be really specific about is that I want the eye on the top and I want the fin on the side down here on the bottom. So I'm going to make like an arrow that's kind of pointing towards the front of my fish, and then connect the top and the bottom of the arrow, kind of similar to how I did the tail. And there, more or less, I have my fish. I think the mouth is a little bit odd shaped, but I'll fix that later. You might want other stuff, like I think it's a good idea to add fins to the top and to the bottom, so I kind of have these curves, and then connect them with that same kind of bumpy line treatment that we're doing everywhere else. And you have to decide what the pattern for your fish is going to be. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do some stripes. And we're gonna have to get inventive here, because when we open this paper, some of this is gonna change. You'll see what I mean. Sometimes what I do is I'll separate the front of the head of the fish from the back of the fish with like this scalloped line, this bumpy line, or some gills. And you can just be watching right now, because yours is going to be different. You don't have to be doing exactly what I'm doing. I'm just showing you how I'm doing this. And then when you go to design your fish, all of this stuff inside can be different. What I want to be the same is this curved line on the top and this curved line on the bottom. Maybe like where the eye is, and then the rest of it is kind of your own thing. But let's go ahead and open it up. Let me see, can we see this whole thing on the video? Yeah, we can see most of it. And now I have to connect the top and the bottom. So this can sometimes be a little tricky for some people. So let's start with the tail and we'll work our way towards the front of the fish. So that same bumpy line, his tail has suddenly gotten ginormous. It's gonna go from the top to the bottom. And a lot of times I'll just do kind of a straight line with a little bit of wiggle going down. So we have the front of our fish. Let's do this line here. This is what I was using to separate the head from the back part of the fish. But here's the mouth. So I want to make the mouth look curved. So you can see where I started it, up there on that fold. And I'm going to work my way all the way down there to that fold, or to that part of the lip. And there we go, we have our fish's mouth. And I'm going to give my fish some crazy teeth. And then all these stripes here, it's a little different now than when it was not folded. So some of those are gonna be different. And what I'm trying to do is not mess up the transition between where those folds are, but it's not that big of a deal. So when I open it and close it, you kind of get that surprise. I'm gonna color this. I'm gonna make my fish look like it's eating something. Could be eating another little fish, a worm. I'm gonna, maybe mine's eating, you guessed it, piece of pizza. We are in school. We wanna make sure this is school friendly. And I'm gonna go ahead and maybe I'll speed up the coloring part and you can kind of watch what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and that's it. So everybody, here's my fish when we close it up. A very cute, normal fish, and when we open it, he's hungry for pizza. Here's the one I had made before. So this one's more or less the same, a few little differences here or there, but you can see here now we have two of our most ferocious looking fish you ever did see. So I hope you guys give this project a try. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're all doing well. Take care, everybody.